everybody. This is Johnny Five Pizza Guy. Today I have another interview, but this time with Ty Allan Jackson. He is a book author, a children's book author, and he's made a book called Danny Dollar. Okay, so to start off, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Wow. First of all, thank you for having me. I'm very, very happy to be here with you. Before I say that I'm a children's book author, because I'm going to go in priority. Priority more than anything, I'm a dad of three kids who I love tremendously. They're all adults, but even when they're adults, they're still your kids. And they make my heart so unbelievably happy. I'm also a big time mama. I don't know about you, but like my mama is like my best friend. And just everything to me. So after being a father and a mama's boy, then you can go into the author realm. I was born and raised in the Bronx, New York. I actually got to witness hip hop being born, which is pretty amazing. And then about 15 years ago, I got the idea to write a children's book that teaches kids about money. It totally changed my life in so many ways. I've sold over 250,000 copies of my books. It's inspired people around the world to dream bigger. It's changed my life to give me a sense of purpose, to become an author and change the lives of people. And it's also made me insanely happy, which to me is the biggest barometer for success. Yes, money is important, 100%. I am a big fan of money, but joy and happiness aligned with purpose to me is the true definition of being successful.
Definitely, definitely. I actually agree with that because I feel like with money, you have more like a I don't want to say like a power. You have more like a especially if you have something to waste every now and then it's just a great thing to have.
I agree. Yeah, it's a great thing to have. I think money is kind of a springboard of opportunity. Like it allows you to do things you wouldn't do, like travel or meet different people or have experiences. And yes, I think you can call money a superpower. And yeah, it enhances our ability to do great things.
Definitely, definitely. Um, so how did you feel when you sold 1,000 copies of Danny Dollar versus when you sold 150,000 copies of it?
I think I can honestly say I felt the same. I sold my first thousand in about a month. And I have to admit, you know what? The thousand probably meant more than the 150 or 250,000 because the thousand made me realize I could do it. Like, because I've sold 1,000, I've always believed that if you can sell one, you can sell 10. If you can sell 10, you can sell 100. You can sell 100, you can sell 1,000. If you can sell 1,000, you can sell a million. And so to think that 1,000 people, my first time becoming an author, bought my book because they loved it so much, it gave me the confidence and belief that I could do this as a career and I can do it and it makes me happy. I can make money from it. And again, kind of fulfill my sense of purpose. So if I really think about it, selling the first 1,000 books means more to me than selling over 250,000.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Because just like, it really does give you like that inspiration to think, man, I can really do this. I can make a living out of it. Maybe I didn't think so before, but now I know I can do it.
That you said it perfectly. I agree 100%.
Thank you. So, next question is, what was your favorite book that you've written?
So I have six books. There's a book titled The Super Duper Kid. It's a superhero story, and it's my favorite book for a number of reasons. While Danny Dollar by far is my best-selling book, The Super Duper Kid is the book that I wrote for me. I feel like all my other books I wrote as some type of agenda. With Danny Dollar, I wanted to teach kids about money. With When I Close My Eyes, I wanted to teach kids about imagination. But for The Super Duper Kid, I wrote that for me. And because I love superheroes, I love the mystique of superheroes. I love what superheroes stand for. They stand for honor, integrity, truth, justice, freedom, goodwill. And they're just cool. Like these are all attributes that we want to have.
Yeah.
So when I became an author and was able to give life to my own character that embodied those characteristics, it was so much fun. And it really was, although The Super Duper Kid was my third book that I wrote. It was the book that made me realize this is what I want to do. Danny Dollar made me believe I can do it. But the Super Duper Kid said, yeah, this is what you want to do.
So I think that what you did was smart with your first book, which was Daily. What was it? Oh yeah, Danny Dollar. So I think it was smart that you decided to teach kids how to save money and just economics in like particular.
I agree. It's not taught in schools. It's rarely taught at home. Yet it is something that is going to impact your life greatly for the rest of your life. And so it is so essential that we learn as much as we can about it, preferably in a fun way, so that we can kind of adapt the principles of what it means to be financially literate. And you don't have to be like a big time stockbroker or financial advisor, but just to have basic common knowledge about money and how it works, I think is very important. And to learn about it as early as you can, I think is equally important.
Definitely, definitely. Um, let's see. So my next question for you today is, who are your favorite authors and favorite illustrators?
So, favorite author by far is I have to give two. As an adult, Stephen King, I've probably read 70% of his works, which he's got a lot of work. My favorite book of all time is probably Pet Sematary, which terrifies me every time I think about it. It was a lousy movie, but it was a great book. But for kids, there's this author named Shel Silverstein. Are you familiar with him? Shel Silverstein is more of a poet than an author, but his poetry is so unique and so abstract and really gets you to think differently in a very weird way. I think he's one of my heroes, but I think he's one of the great literary geniuses of all time. So to you and all of your followers, regardless of age, read some books from Shel Silverstein, and they will literally change the way how you see the world in very fun and unique ways. In
Hmm.
fact, I'll add to this, I actually have a tattoo of one of Shel Silverstein's characters on me. And it's from a poem called The Mask. And it moved me so that I actually got a tattoo of it. And so that's how much I love that him as an author.
That's nice. That's nice. So what was one of the things that changed you and your life forever in a positive way?
Boy, that's a very good question. I know that, okay, this is going to sound very odd, or maybe not, but social media. Social media has changed all of our lives in very dramatic ways, but mine in particular, because it's kind of been the vessel that I use to communicate my authorship, my passions, my mission, my goals, my objective. It's allowed me to meet people like you and from different parts of the country and world and become friends with them. Many people use social media just as a place to be social, just to make friends and express themselves. I do that also, but I also use it as the catalyst for my business, especially as an independent author, which means that I don't have a big publishing company. I don't have a manager and an agent. And I create my own books. And because of that, I have to have a platform that helps me showcase them, sell them, express them. And social media has been that. I don't know where I would be without the importance of social media. So it's changed my life personally, professionally, socially, culturally. And I think it's also a testament that many people give social media a bad name. I don't. It's been hugely beneficial for me, which I want to end that part by saying that social media is not good or bad. It's a tool. It's a tool like any other tool. And if you have good goals, you can use it for good things. And if you have bad goals, you can use it for bad things. It's just like a hammer. If I had a hammer, I could build a really great table. But if I could use the hammer also to break the table, it's not the hammer, it's the person using the hammer. Social media is the same way. You can use it for good, you can use it for bad.
Really well though. So, um, hmm. My next question is, what are some of the foods you dislike and you like?
What are some? Say it again. What are the what?
What are some of the foods that you like and dislike?
Wait, I'm losing it. Some of the what?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. What are some of the foods that you like and dislike? Sorry,
Oh,
I just kind of
food.
talk fast sometimes.
Yeah, no worries at all. Foods. My goodness. Well, first of all, I am a foodie. I love food. Yeah. I won't say that. Okay. Well, of course, you have to have some foods you don't like. I really love blueberries. Are probably my favorite food of all time. I love blueberries. I love. I mean, who doesn't love pizza and burgers and French fries and hot dogs? I know those things aren't good for you, but you know what? I really have grown to love vegetables. I think everybody loves vegetables. You just have to make them the right way. And like sometimes if you just put salt and pepper on string beans, they don't taste great. But you add some onions in there and a little bit of seasoning, and it just like elevates the whole thing. So, but yeah, my favorite food I would definitely say are blueberries. I love a good chicken soup. Like, I'm a soupy. I know there's foodies and there's like I'm a soupy. Like I love soup. I can eat soup all day long. And I chocolate chip cookies have like if you cut me right now, I'll bleed chocolate chip. I mean, I love chocolate chip. My least favorite foods. You know what? I won't say what I don't really have a least favorite food, but I will say this: I have never ever in my 57 years on this planet tried coffee or a pickle. I've never had a pickle, and I've never had coffee. So I don't even know if I like those things or not because I've never had them ever. So,
You know,
so
I
yeah,
drink coffee, so that's crazy to say.
I know it's a little strange.
So I mean, like, what do you do to be energized in the morning? You just kind of
You
wake
know,
up and
I do. I'm a morning person. I wake up and I spring out of bed every day about 6 o'clock, head to the gym, go work out. Um, I'm very much a morning guy. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. I have tea occasionally. I won't say I don't drink it, but I don't drink it regularly like some people drink coffee. You know what? I just get up. I spring out of bed. I have a glass of water and I start my day. So yeah, no coffee, no tea, not my thing.
okay, makes sense. Um,
Why don't you tell him about the food you just tried, see if he's tried it before.
oh, okay. So, have you ever had cocoa beans? Not cocoa beans.
Cacao. It's the
Cacao,
same.
cacao.
I don't think so. No.
Like fresh
What's
from the
what?
pod.
Yeah, like
Oh
from the
wait.
pod.
Oh yeah. Yes, I have absolutely. So chocolate. So yes. Cacao. Are you talking about like cacao chips or cacao like the
Like
seed?
the fruit.
Yes, I have. I have.
Um,
It's really bitter, right?
um, oh wait, you probably had like
The seed.
yeah, like the seed. Like the
Okay.
outer layer is actually like tangy kind of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I haven't had that. And where did you experience that?
Just now at home. Maybe like an hour
Okay.
ago.
Okay, that's cool. Did you enjoy it?
You know, it was like a 6 out of 10, so it was all right.
Okay. Okay, that's not a bad ratio at all.
Yeah, yeah. So, do you like video games? And if you do, which one's your favorite and which ones do you like?
You know, I wish I loved video games more. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I played um Mortal Kombat religiously. That was probably my favorite video game. Now I don't play video games as much. There's a couple that I play on my phone weekly, um, but I'm kind of ashamed to say that I don't play video games. I should, and I actually do have a PS5. Um, but I don't use it. So you know what? I need a good. What's a good video game for a guy who like like wants to play video games more? What's a good what video game should I play?
Okay, what genre? Like, okay, so like, what genre do you like? So something that takes place like hundreds of years ago, present day,
No, I'm not a present day. I'm a present day guy.
present day, present day. So what genre of like games do you like?
I don't. I like shoot 'em up games, like you know. But there's no games I like. I'm open to anything. I could do racing games. I could do shooting games. I could do anything. Just like what's your favorite game?
It's hard, but if I had to say, I think it's either this game called Ghost of Tsushima or The Last of
Okay.
Us.
You know,
You
it's
probably heard
funny.
of like the show The Last of Us.
Yeah, I definitely need to check that show out. But the first game that you mentioned, my stepson was playing that game yesterday, and I was asking him about it, and he was telling me how popular it was. So maybe that's the game I need to check out.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Like it takes place like hundreds of years ago, but I feel
Right.
like I was kind of feeling the same way when I first played it. I'm like, I don't know. I like the sound of it, but I played it, I beat it. Amazing storyline. It's great. It's great.
That's awesome.
So another recommendation I have is The Last of Us because well, it's not like open world or anything, but it's definitely like has a great storyline. Um Playing part one and then part two is definitely the way you should do it because then playing part two and then playing part one, it'd be like weird.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, because it'd be hard to understand certain stuff. So it's also another thing you should check out.
How did you feel about the movie
Oh, the
or the show?
show. Actually, I actually did not watch much of it. I think I
Okay.
watched maybe like an episode or two. I didn't watch much of it, but I plan on definitely watching it sometime.
Was it true to the was it true to the game?
Oh, like the game?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, definitely. I actually offered some more storylines, so like more backstory, so like the actual story itself. But I feel like once again, you should probably play the game first, because like once you play the game, beat both the games, and you watch the show, I feel like it'd be a lot better.
Okay. I'm on it. Next time I speak with you, I'm gonna have at least given it a try.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So
Cool.
okay. So have you always had a passion for books and reading?
You know, I've always had a tremendous passion for books and reading. My mother introduced the importance of books to me at a very, very young age. We grew up kind of poor, so we didn't have the options of going out to the movies or television or other forms of entertainment. But we could always get books from the library, as she would say, for free 99. And we would just read regularly. And there were always books everywhere in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the dining room. Books were everywhere, and you kind of gravitate to the things that you're surrounded by the most. So yeah, books uh, meant a lot to me at an early age, but in particularly comic books. Like once I became old enough to like get my own comic books, I just had hundreds of them everywhere, and I've always just had this tremendous infatuation with comic books.
Um, well, yeah, definitely. That's nice though. So, um, okay, I don't really have a question for that one, but um, what advice would you give young people that want to be like you or or just inspire to be an author one day?
Yeah. If you want to be like me, don't. Like that's my part of my advice. Being like anyone is a disservice of just being yourself. Like you're in the history of humanity, there has never been a you, and there will never be another you. So you don't have to try to be like anyone. You can learn from other people, but to try to be like anyone is a disservice to the originality and the speciality that is you. So don't try to be like anybody. Uh, but if you want to become an author, first I think you know all musicians listen to other musicians. All artists are privy to other artists. All actors watch other people act. And so if you want to be an author, read. Like read as many books as diverse books as you can, and I mean diversity of authorship, not necessarily diversity of characters, but that too. Read science fiction, read mysteries, read romance novels, read comic books, read everything, and kind of learn a little bit from all of those genres, and figure out how to create your own genre when it comes to reading and writing, which I think is equally important. I equate reading and writing to breathing. You breathe in, you breathe out. Every single day, every moment of the day, you breathe in, you breathe out. In literature, it's the same way. When you're in literature, when you breathe in, you're reading. You're reading in books and reading. When you exhale, you're writing. And you're writing things out. So you should express yourself in both reading and writing, because to me, it's like breathing and inhaling and exhaling.
Hmm. Hmm. Definitely. Because like I think reading is a pretty fun thing to do. Um, I do have a decent amount of free time on my hands sometimes, and so I like to read I like to read like manga. I like to read normal books, just like word for word and whatnot.
For sure.
Um, yeah. I think yeah, reading is like decently fun. Like whenever let's just say the internet's down or something like that, then I feel like retreating to a book is usually a decent thing to do.
Yeah, I agree. And I want to kind of debunk the mis debunk the misconception like reading is boring or a chore. Or like, first of all, I think reading is a tremendous form of entertainment, and you don't have to play video games or read, or go on social media or read. You can go on social media and read. You can play games and read. You can play with your toys and read. Reading should be a part of your entertainment experience, not just something you should do instead of. Like, play video games and read a book. Go on social media and read a book. Play with your toys and read a book. So I like to live an and life, not an or life.
Yeah. I think definitely like with books where like you can just imagine anything, basically anything you want to, just like on a guideline, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's like a pretty cool thing you can do. Um, let me see. What's- Okay, so what is a Doctor of Humane Letters degree?
What is the Doctor of Humane Letters? That is such a great question. So, I was given the honor from a very prestigious college to be given an honorary doctorate. When you go to school for many years and you study a specific thing, you can become a doctor. You can become a doctor of science. You can become a doctor of medicine. You can become a doctor of philosophy. You can become a doctor in many ways, but it takes a tremendous amount of schooling. I was given an honorary doctorate, which means I didn't get the schooling. Instead, the work that I do that empowers people was valued to the point where they gave me a doctorate for it. So a doctor of humane letters is basically a person who has given back to his community in such a way that it has empowered and elevated the community worthy of acknowledgement. And so that acknowledgement is in the form of a doctorate of humane letters. So very honored to have received that. It's one of the highlights of my career. I had never thought that I would have a certification that would justify calling me Dr. Jackson. But now that I do, I love it. I cherish it, and it's something I'm very proud of.
Definitely. So my next question for you is, how did it feel for your book to be mentioned on Steve Harvey?
It's been mentioned on so many social media platforms. And it makes my heart happy. I never thought that I would become an author, much less an author that hundreds of thousands of children and people appreciate. So when I see it on platforms like CNN or Steve Harvey Show, or it was even given to First Lady Michelle Obama as a gift from my hometown mayor. He came to visit Michelle Obama during Barack Obama's reelection campaign, came to the city of Pittsfield, Massachusetts, where I live. and met the mayor, and the mayor wanted to give her a gift for visiting our city, and the gift that he gave her were copies of my books, which he said she loved and would put them in the Oval Office. So to have those type of accolades, it's something I could never have dreamed of.
That is actually really, that's great. I mean, like, you have way too many bragging rights, man.
I don't know about that, but there are definitely things that I'm pretty proud
Definitely though. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, just like to have something in the White House, to even think that something like of yours would be in the White House is just like, wow.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
she
it's
said
great.
when she received them, she said she loved them and that she was going to put them in the Oval Office so when kids come to visit, they had something to read.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. It's great though. It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Um, were you ever afraid of speaking in front of crowds or like just public speaking?
No, it's something that for whatever reason I became very natural to me. I remember being in middle school and
Mhm.
was asked to do a dramatization, and I had never spoken in public before or acted, I should say, in public before. And so I got up and I portrayed this character, and I had so much fun doing it. It made me realize that you can you can have different sides of you and personalities and talents and showcase them in a way that brings people joy and happiness and I've also been a big fan of comedians, and to watch comedians stand in front of crowds and make people laugh is something that's always inspired me. In fact, I took a comedy class to learn how to do that better when I was a younger man. But no, I've never felt uncomfortable talking to crowds. In fact, I feel much more comfortable talking to 500 people than I do talking to five people. So there's something about being in front of people that is pretty pretty awe inspiring for
Yeah, I agree with it because I never really was like afraid of public speaking either. Like it to me, it just sounded like I was talking to three or two people in one room, you know?
me. Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, it
I
didn't seem
agree
like
100.
too much of a big deal.
Yeah, it's not.
Mm. Um, so what did you gain from being an author?
What did I gain?
Hmm.
Well, many things. One, a career, a sense of purpose, because I think that's really. I don't think that I know it's important for all of us to feel like there's something that we do that's special, that we give back to the world in a way that makes us different from everyone else and gives us gratification and fulfillment. And for me, it's being an author and a speaker. So it's given me great purpose. It's given me joy. It makes me very happy to create books that make people feel good. Um, and yeah, it makes me happy in more ways than I can express.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true though. Because knowing that you have some sort of like a purpose and that, you what's the word? Just knowing that, you had some sort of like an impact on like a younger audience.
Absolutely. So Mark Twain, one of my favorite poets, also said one of my favorite quotes in the world. He said, "The two most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why." And that is what purpose is. It's finding why you're here. We are all here to serve a purpose, and we all have a talent that's unique from everybody else. My talent happens to be writing and speaking, and that is my purpose.
Definitely, definitely. Um, let me see. So, why do you think it's important for okay. Why do you think it's important for children to learn to read?
Because it's a tremendous form of communication. If if you wanted to, right now, today, you could have a conversation with Martin Luther King or Napoleon or Jesus or Beyonce or Jay-Z. Today, you could have a conversation with those people today because they all have books that have expressed who they are and what they stand for. And there is no other platform where you can get that level of detail from someone, from some of the greatest minds of all time than in the pages of a book. Today, you could go right now to the library and get a book on your favorite character, no matter who it is, and learn about how they started their life, how they became successful, and there's no other platform where you can do that. It's also like push-ups for your mind. It exercises your mind and your imagination, unlike any other platform. And it's also the foundation of almost every form of entertainment there is. Like your favorite movie, chances are, was first a book, whether it's The Wizard of Oz or Batman or Diary of a Wimpy Kid or Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs or Harry Potter. If you love those movies, guess what? Before they were movies, they were first books. And so, like, there's no other platform that happens. Like, you don't see movies turned into books, you see books turned into movies. And if you read a book and then see the movie, the book is always better because it enhances your imagination much greater than an image on a screen that has given you what it wants you to see, as opposed to your imagination where you create those images yourself.
Yeah, like I agree with like the part where you said that the book usually is better than the movie because like with the movie it's just like yeah, like you said, it's just giving you what they want you to see and like it's
Correct.
just like you're not using your own imagination to create your own imagery of whatever landscape you want to like believe or see in your imagination.
Absolutely. Perfectly said.
Thank you. My final question is what is your message to the world?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. And if I had just one, the one message that I have for you, for me, for your mom, for your friends, for your listeners, to everyone, you are so much more powerful than you know. People often think that I'm one person and one person can't make a difference. It's always been one person who makes a difference. Always. It's always been a Steve Jobs, an Oprah Winfrey, a John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, a Barack Obama. It's always been just one person that makes a difference. Never think that you are not capable of doing the most amazing things and impacting the world in big and small ways. You are the most powerful entity in the universe. You. Never believe for a second that you're not. Stop selling yourself short. Nothing is impossible. In fact, if you separate the words, I'm impossible, it says I'm possible. So realize how powerful you are and that you are capable of the most amazing and beautiful things.
It's true though, because I mean, yeah, like you said, everybody has some a place to be in the world. So everybody just has something they can do. No matter whether you're tall, you're short, you're young, you're old. Even if you're 78, you can still do something with your life, even if you think it's too late.
Absolutely.
It's not.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, Colonel Sanders, who created the KFC, he didn't get his first restaurant until he was in his 70s. He didn't get his first one until he was in his 70s. And now he's like one of the biggest fast food chains in the world. So yes, you can absolutely do that. You can do anything.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that is the end of our interview today. And Ty, I want to thank you for being a guest on my show, on Johnny Five PTI. And you know, it's just a great thing to have you here because I didn't think I didn't think you'd say yes or like you'd even respond for the least, you know.
Well,
But yeah, thank you a lot.
thank you.
So
You're a
wait,
rock.
wait. Oh, were you gonna say something?
I just wanted to say thank you for letting me be on your show. I had an awesome time.
Ah, thank you. Okay, so we reached the end of our show today, guys. Once again, this is Johnny. This is Johnny Five Pizza Guy. That's Ty Allan Jackson. Buy one of his books, please. And well, See you later. Bye.
Stay
Stay
cheesy.
cheesy.
Stay cheesy again.
Stay cheesy. Okay, now we gotta end the recording.
Okay, hang on, I'm coming around.
Well, I think this one was like a little bit better than usual.
Yeah, this one was fantastic.
I think it was pretty good.
Do, do,
Yeah.
do, do.
It was extra cheesy.